What's happening, guys? Supernova here, back with another video. And today, guys, we need to have a little chat because I just got done watching the Inside Xbox event, the third-party event today, and I gotta admit, I was a little underwhelmed, a little disappointed. We were told we were going to be getting gameplay reveals of games running on Series X and running on next-gen hardware, as well as the first gameplay reveal for Assassin's Creed Valhalla. And for the most part, I felt that we got a lot of underwhelming uh, looking games, things that I wouldn't really consider to be gameplay, and just I felt like we were kind of misled coming into this event. And before anyone tries to attack me, let me get this out of the way. This isn't a console war thing because I'm not afraid to admit that when it comes to PlayStation and Xbox, my preference does lead towards the PlayStation side. But that is irrelevant today because this is a third party event. There's no reason to hate on games today if they were cool looking games because they're going to be available on everything. And I'm not hating on the event just because Xbox is the one that put it on. Like, if I saw cool shit today, I'm going to tell you I saw cool shit today. And I did see some cool shit today. But I think the overwhelming majority of what I saw was very meh. It wasn't anything that really blew me away, especially for a conference that was supposed to be all these games running on next-gen hardware, running on Series X. And it's not just me. I mean, to give you an idea of how bad this event was, Microsoft actually pulled the video. They deleted it. And I assume it has something to do with the like-to-dislike ratio. Because in the beginning, before the event started, it had a very positive like-to-dislike ratio, which is obviously going to happen because it hadn't started yet. There are people just kind of waiting in the queue area, waiting for it to queue up, and clicking the like button before they even saw anything, because that's what people do. And then as it was going on, at the very start, actually, it was about 28,000 likes and a couple hundred dislikes because people like to dislike for no reason, just like people like to like for no reason. And then as the conference was going on, the dislikes started climbing. At one point, it was like 28,000 to 7,000. And then once it was over, it skyrocketed. It got up to about 50-50. And I'm guessing at some point Microsoft was like, just get rid of it. And they deleted the video. So I'm not the only one that thought that the conference was underwhelming. But like I said, it wasn't all bad. There were some cool things. There were some cool looking games. And I'm going to cover that. I'll cover everything. But the first game that we got right off the bat, I thought was one of the coolest looking games of the entire event. It was just super badass looking. The first game we got out the gate, and you're looking at it now, when I was watching it, I couldn't help but feel like it has a very Crisis type feel. In terms of the way it looks, not in terms of like color palette and stuff, but like you keep seeing like a cybernetic hand, or you wearing some type of suit or something like that, and it's obviously an FPS. But I didn't know what it was at first, but I got very very Crisis vibes from it, and I thought it looked super cool. It's got this kind of weird combination of shooting and swords and slowing down time, and it just artistically looks really fucking cool. And this game is called Bright Memory Infinite. And like right off the gate, I was like, okay, this game looks fucking cool. Like whatever this game is, I don't know what it is, but it looks cool. And visually, like the lighting and the reflections off everything, like it looks like it could be a next gen game. It looks really good. And so this is one that I'm hyped for, and I want to know a little more information about. And hopefully we'll see more of that later, because it was a very, very short video. It was only like a minute and a half. But that minute and a half was super cool and was a very, very strong start to this event. And then we started moving into a lot of other, I guess, smaller games. And then a lot of games that I didn't feel looked all that amazing in terms of the fact that they were supposed to be running on next gen hardware. Like I felt that a lot of these trailers that were being shown, if someone hadn't told me that they were running on Series X, that I would just assume they were running on current gen hardware and not just like PS4 Pro or Xbox One X. I mean, like the base consoles. they just weren't that amazing, especially since we keep hearing about how this next jump going into next gen is going to be a true generational leap, and we know it's going to be a true generational leap because of how powerful the hardware is. We know that Series X and we know that PS5 are both going to be very, very powerful, but the games that we were seeing just weren't that visually impressive. We did get to another game though called The Medium, and this one looked pretty cool. I did like the way this one looked. The Medium is a psychological horror game from the developers that made Blair Witch, and I immediately got Silent Hill vibes from it. And I think they said at one point that they even have the composer for Silent Hill composing the game, which is awesome. And even though I didn't care for Blair Witch, this one does look really cool. It does interest me. Um, but again, like graphically, it doesn't look like, oh my god, that's totally next gen. Like if they told me, oh, this game comes out next month, I would believe it. Like it doesn't look like anything insane, which is kind of like again a reoccurring theme during this conference. And I know that third parties aren't going to wrangle out every ounce of power from these next gen machines, and we're probably going to see way more impressive games in the first party studios event that Microsoft's putting on in July. But still, I was expecting more, and just trailer after trailer felt a little underwhelmed. But um, still, this game, this particular game, does really interest me, and I am super down to give it a try because I really do like Silent Hill. We had a few other games in there that I didn't really care about, like Dirt 5. Which again, it didn't graphically look that great. Like I think Forza running on current gen hardware looks as good as what they were showing of Dirt 5 running on next gen hardware. And then they showed us Madden 21. Then they didn't really show us Madden 21. It was a short clip, but like it started off with the Kansas City Chiefs quarterback talking because Microsoft loves to do their little cameo things like that. And it was basically just like the game evolving, like a montage of the game evolving from way back in the day up till now. But if they showed any footage of Madden 21 in that clip, it was maybe about 5 seconds, if that. It was they barely showed anything. So, but these are the like games where I'm like, all right, yawn, like, all right, show me the next game. Show me something cool. Show me something like the first game. Show me something like the medium. Like, show me something else cool. Because I don't care about Dirt or Madden. I know a lot of people do, but me personally, I don't. Um, and then something else that Microsoft loves to do that was just annoying the hell out of me in this event. They like to do it in their E3 events too. Like usually in their E3 events, they'll play a trailer and it'll be like Xbox World Premiere, and they'll play that fucking in the beginning of every goddamn thing that's a world premiere. And it's like, dude, like we get it. Like just put world premiere on the screen. Like just put it in text, no voiceover, no noise. Well, they did the same thing here, and it was even worse than the voice saying world premiere because the sound it had reminded me almost like of back in the day when THX was like the thing in theaters. It would have that kind of rising bass of the THX. It did that, and these clips are not very long. They're a minute and a half. Very short clips, and so you'd have a minute and a half, and all of a sudden this freaking THX World Premiere logo again. And then another minute and a half trailer, and then THX World Premiere logo again. I'm like, dude, just stop it. Stop it already with this world premiere shit. Like, if you want to brag that it's a world premiere, awesome. Put world premiere on the screen, no noise. My eyes work. But I mean, that's just something that they always do that annoys the hell out of me. But the biggest thing that upset me about this conference was the promise of Assassin's Creed Valhalla gameplay. The reveal of Assassin's Creed Valhalla gameplay. Because I don't think it was gameplay, at least not what I would consider to be gameplay. Like what we're looking at here is the quote unquote gameplay reveal trailer. And I don't know, but to me, my definition of what a gameplay trailer is it is the game as seen through the eyes of the player. So they may add cinematics to the trailer. They may do things to make the trailer more, cool looking. But for the most part, it is what the game would look like if you were sitting down and playing it yourself. They usually remove the HUD from the trailers again to make them look more cinematic, but for the most part, this is what the game looks like when you are playing, minus the HUD. I don't see any of that here. I can't tell if anything we're seeing is actually gameplay. I can't tell if it's from the game and they just kind of are moving the camera around to make it look nice. I can't tell if these are cutscenes from inside the game. I can't tell if what this is. It looks no different than the game reveal that we got the other day. And it's just not what I was expecting. I was expecting to see gameplay of the game, especially with them hyping up about the combat system, how it's changed, and the new armor system. Like I was wanting to see like menus of you upgrading the armor, something that is, indicative of what the game experience is going to be like in terms of you playing the game, not what it's going to look like from just cutscenes and things like that. It just wasn't what I was expecting. I was expecting something different than they gave me. I will say, graphically impressive. Yes, it is a graphically impressive trailer, but that's not what I wanted from the Assassin's Creed portion of the event. I wanted the graphically impressive and the showing me what next gen games looks like from everything else. Everything else in the event, I wanted that to show me what next gen games look like. For the Assassin's Creed portion, I just wanted to see what does Assassin's Creed play like. And I didn't get that. And I kind of felt like, why would they even hype up the fact that it's the gameplay reveal trailer and then not show us any gameplay? And it was short at that. It was a super short trailer. Like, why? Why would they even go out of their way to hype it? Like, if they hadn't hyped that it was gameplay that they were showing us and it was just another clip of Assassin's Creed, cool. More Assassin's Creed Valhalla footage. I'm always down with seeing more of the game. But they told us it was gameplay. And I'm sorry, what we saw, in my opinion, was not gameplay. And I was just super let down by that. And evidently, I wasn't the only one, because as soon as the conference was over, it was getting literally roasted in the live chat. People saying shit like it was a bait and switch and all kinds of funny shit. Um, but yeah, I mean, it got to the point where the dislikes got so high so fast that Microsoft had to pull the video. And I just don't understand what purpose this event served. Like, I know that in July they're going to have their first party studios event, and that's theoretically, hopefully, where they're going to be showing their real powerhouse, graphically impressive games. But I think they should just combine these two events. Like, throwing out the games that nobody gives a shit about. Don't show Dirt 5, don't show Madden, don't show the other games that nobody cares about or that weren't strong. And show us games like the Bright Memory Infinite, the Crisis looking game, the first one. Show me the Medium, Silent Hill looking game. Show us games like Vampire, The Masquerade Bloodlines 2, which I didn't talk about, but also looked really cool. And then combine that and a couple of other things with whatever they're going to show us in July and just call it the Xbox Series X event. I think that would have been much better than what they did here. I don't know why they felt the need to separate. I know that they want to show, like, here's what all of our first party studios are working on. We invested in these studios. Here's what these studios are delivering, and they want to have a whole event for that. I get it, but I think splitting up the event in terms of here's third party and here's first party didn't work for them in this instance. Uh, I think this was a misstep for them. And since the reveal of the Series X, I think their marketing has been on point. I think their messaging has been on point. I think it's been this constant forward motion, forward motion, forward motion on this hype train building up towards the holiday. And I don't think it's going to hurt them at all, this misstep, but it is, in my opinion, a misstep. It is they had to take a step back. And, I don't think it was needed. They could have just combined the events, and I think they would have served them better. So my overall impressions of this event was it was not a good event, not at all. Like I said, I'm not obviously not alone in that because the chat hated it and the dislikes were so high they pulled the video. And then something else I noticed, and this could just be me being dumb, but after they showed all the trailers, they then would go back to some of the developers and have them talk further about the games. And multiple times they asked these different developers specifically, how has the Series X hardware made it better, or how has the Series X hardware changed how you're making these games? Something to that effect. Like basically, what are you doing with our hardware? And not once did any of these developers mention power. Not once did any of these developers mention ray tracing. All they mentioned, and more than one of them mentioned this, was, oh, there's no load times. The games are super fast loading. And that was it. And I kind of noticed that because I was expecting them to say something about the power, something about the ray tracing, or something about the other tools that the Series X is supposedly going to be giving them. Because, the main differences of Series X over PS5 is that, it is more powerful, and supposedly its ray tracing is going to be superior. So you would think that if they were using these things, that they would mention them, but they didn't. They just mentioned the loading times. And like I said, maybe it's just me being dumb, but I was like, if when Microsoft is going out of their way to say, hey, how was the Series X making your games better? I'm expecting them to brag about the power, brag about the ray tracing, brag about the capabilities of the hardware, and they didn't. They just kind of bragged about the load speeds. So why even throw that question out there? I don't know. Again, maybe it's just me being dumb, but just something I noticed. Anyways, that's the video, guys. Let me know in the comments what you think. Were you underwhelmed by this event? Did you think it delivered? Are you excited for the event in July? Let me know down in the comments. And as always, feel free to like, share, and subscribe. And I'll catch you on the next Supernova.